Facebook Live for a while. So I have a couple of announcements we wanted to share with you. Small topic, spiritual talk, I would say, empowerment to share, so we can set the direction of the mind, the thought, the energy toward today's session. But I would say the energy is already set. We can feel it, it's like buzzing already. But still we want to upgrade the vessels, the mind, the thought, to follow the energy and realization. I'll go with the topic in a bit after Matilda announce some of the news.
So, first greetings, shining ones in the room, online and on Facebook here. Welcome. We missed you, it has been 2 weeks. However, we've been really intensively busy with Azil sessions, so we've met a few days ago already. But for the heart resonance practice, it has been 2 weeks, and the source knows how much we integrate in 2 weeks and how much we are able to receive in our container that keeps on amplifying every single moment of our existence if we allow it to expand and to receive what has been planned for us from the beginning. So thank you for joining, and it's good to have a room when you actually can lie down. It has been a long while. Actually no, 2 weeks ago was as well an upgrade in the channeling, so you have manifested a room where you can lie down. Congratulations. I think people are integrating the last couple of sessions with Azil, so
always when Azil is around, activities are in full.
Yeah, so we are reducing a lot of the work here, so you have space to breathe.
Try to reduce the Mondays also. I've done also yesterday online on Sunday training. I've done some nice practice. Many of the community was joining. So sometimes we don't want to feel we are overwhelming the community with many practices, many sessions, and we don't know which one to miss, which one to attend. Become another pressure. So, but this Monday it's like we feel like we can open up because the last Monday was online also, and the next one coming also will be Azil. So it's good to come back to heart resonance, do some energy practice, awakening third eye, talking about the self-realization, enlightenment.
So yeah, next Monday we'll be at Urban Tribe, so there will be no session in the house and no pre-recorded session. You are all invited to join the big session of the 11/11 full moon at Urban Tribe. So we have few spots left in the registration. If you haven't booked yet, please do so. If you want to invite your friends to register as well. The Monday after, I have planned for you something that is of my highest excitement and that I haven't done for a very long time in the house because we hold session together. But I will hold Harmonics of Light transmission. So George will be traveling with Azil, and I will do voice transmission, sound transmission, and heart resonance on my flowing, loving way. Yeah. So that will be Monday 18, and I invite you also to join. Obviously, it will be the divine mother energy in the room. So that will be Monday in 2 weeks. Yeah. So I've been teasing you a little bit since last time we've met that we have great announcements for today and that we are super excited to share with you. So whoever is watching online and you're in the room, and we will keep on sharing it because we are half the capacity today. So it means that a lot of us won't be able to receive that information tonight, unless they catch up the Facebook later.
She means the rest of the community is not available here, so we will announce it again in
we will
Mondays.
keep on announcing those news. Anyway, you know us, we keep on announcing the news. So I will start with. I will keep the great one for the end, obviously. The suspense. Um, for the retreat in December, we have 5 spots left. And if you are still thinking of joining, then we would like to have your answer as soon as possible, because we will come to the time where we have to close the retreat, so in the next 10 days, as a pre-requirement from the hotels in the high seasons. So it's gonna be great. We feel the excitement. I've been connecting with you today to finalize your registration as well. So this is where, when we start finalizing as a group, this is where the energy start building, but to the next level. So it was here and there, like the consciousness bubble of the retreat is present. You can tap into it. But when we start all aligning into finalizing our presence, this is where there is a next step in building up the energy, and enjoy that, because it's gonna be great till we meet there in December. You will receive emails from me before the retreat, obviously, for the organizing the commutes, the cars, what to bring, how to prepare as usual. You know how it works with the house. So retreats. We have also planned for you guys in January. So I know it's a bit far stretched, but we posted it online few days ago. It's the 18th of January, after the Christmas break, after the New Eve. We are offering a full 1-day intensive practice of heart resonance, unconditional love energy work, channeling, and whatever needs to be addressed at that moment in the 18th of January. So after the family time, in your house, in your home, with your children, your family, your parents, we're going to realign and to set up your high frequency timeline reality timeline for the year to come, or at least the first months of the year. So it's going to be focus, intense, practice, energy work, grid work as well. So we have 1 full day, and if we are more than 15, we're going to be in a little heaven in Dubai, which is at 45 minutes drive from here, in a beautiful farm and a beautiful place, fully nourishing. It's a beautiful place surrounded by animals, surrounded by green, super zen, has been created with so much love, so much feminine energy as well. And it's like a beautiful shala, very well decorated in the center of a farm. So if you are more than 15, we'll be there, otherwise in the house. So on the 18th of Jan, that will be the intensive day practice, like energy work. So what will happen, that is one of the exciting news. I know that some of you already have the answer, because we know that we are all connected as a community, as a family. You are able to tap into the energy.
Some people already?
I think so. Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's see.
So you're able to tap into the energy of what can happen in this fabric that we are co-creating. So you can save the dates and start booking your calendar for the first 10 days of May for a retreat with Azil in Greece.
Yes.
I can see the bubbling in the crown. So the dates are not fixed yet. We don't have the proper itinerary, obviously, but it will be from between the 1st and the 10th of May. So either 1st to 9 or 2nd to 10. So book your first 2 weekend, 1st May till 10th May, Greece activation, sacred sites, retreats.
This is full of sacred sites.
Yeah, and
full
we
of
will
ancient
we
places.
will open. Yeah, it's beautiful. I was checking the sacred sites
Beautiful.
to create the list for the channel to pick the cities and the place. It's it is there's a lot of resonance with Turkey, as obviously you know, but it has very special place. Even the landscape is heart-blowing. So we will also open the retreat to more people. I think we'll be around, the aim will be like around 30, 33 as well, with new facilitators also. We'll see what will how it will coordinate. So book your space, your dates, and as soon as we have exciting information, we will share with you all. So we will have to organize first, and then we aim to inform about the entire retreat, probably by January, the latest. Cool? Are you excited?
Cool.
And for those who haven't been to a retreat with us and with Azil, if you are able to come, do not miss it. It is, how would you describe it?
Amazing.
Amazing?
Fabulous.
Fabulous?
No
You haven't
words.
been.
Wordless.
Talin,
Magical.
magical. Who's been there? It's so the retreat.
It's more than
so
spiritual experience than
yeah.
actually teaching.
So basically, we go to sites and places that sometimes are not on the map to reactivate the grid nodes in those places. So whether it's temples, church, a tree, whether it is a house, it is a place of prayers, Mother Mary house, it is spiritual religious site that is required to visit to realign the energy and to rebalance the vortex there and to reconnect with the main ley lines around the earth. So if you know and familiar with the work that we are doing here, it's a different grid. So this is the primary grid of one of the primary grid of Mother Earth that is connected. So you know it's a couple of sacred sites already, the main chakra point of the earth, the main wonders of seven wonders of the earth, for example.
So many of
Ancient sites.
They were holding energy and vortices where humanity recognized those places, and they built up on top of it many, I would say, every religion, every
they
spiritual.
build each other. So
They
when you
build
have
up
a
on
mosque,
top
you
of
have
it.
church before, you have druids, temples before, wherever you have
Ancient
church now, they were
Egyptian
mosques
and-
before,
and
like
so on.
everything.
So, and then the more people come and pray and recognize that site, that vortex of energy that's natural from the earth, and it start hosting more strength and energy in that place. And some of them, they're still active till now. Now, while humanity growing, some of them, they get lost their connection and will go re-establish it again and reopen that connection with the ley line of Mother Earth and also with the higher realm. So when we're visiting the site, we have a little bit of protocol, the whole was part of the retreat, how to enter the site, how to feel the energy, how to connect with what is that site provides. So people will get channeling, vision, reactivations. It's a very spiritual experience. And imagine you have, let's say, 20 sites. Every day, let's say 2 to 3 sites. And from site to site, you're getting a shower of channeling and activation and things. You finish the retreat, you will be like, you're connected with many ancient ascended master energy and connection. It's a very spiritual experience, basically.
It's a bit of a boot camp as well, physically, emotionally, in your channel and connections. It's one side after the other side. You are bathing into the energy. You have focus. You have presence. You are responsible of yourself as well, in a safe space and safe container. And we are evolving as a group, and the group is connected. So it's very interesting to see how we are all connected even more during the retreats with the energy that we are being held with for an entire week. So it's quite of intense and sporty as well.
And many
So, yeah.
people are part of the family, which
Yeah.
is all of them are connected, basically, and connecting with the energy that Asil working with Hari Reams also. And you receive many upgrades during the retreat. It's like most of the time people experience a huge shift in their consciousness or in their energy channels or in healing. It's basically you're going into boot camp of, let's say, 20 side of upgrades.
Spiritual bootcamp.
Reactivating many aspects of you and witnessing the energies happening. And it's like you're getting meditation, very deep trance, channeling high connection for the whole week.
So you can actually tap and download into the site information before, without reading what is the site about. You receive the information as you are connected there, and you can see timelines. You will have experience. You will have recollections. You will have trainings as what is meant for you to be trained on in your spiritual practice. And obviously, in between the sites, you have talks. So we are going to talk about topics
Practices,
that is required
meditations.
in that moment for the retreats.
Yes.
So it's always very interesting.
And
You have morning practice as well, building up the energy.
so we fill up the days also to prepare you to every time to visit the site, and also we collect an integration after every site.
Mm.
So the integration also you collect the energy that we've been harvest from opening the site and connecting,
Mm.
and the story that people will start sharing. We become like a hive. It's magical. You have to see it. There is no way to explain it in a way. So we enter, for example, one of the temple in Egypt, and we didn't even plan where to go because we don't know. We just enter and check in where is the place we go and activate. And the group, the family there, we are all connected. We spread, and out of the sudden we found ourselves in one place,
Together again.
and everyone said, we haven't communicated that. And the channeling started, everyone received, they finish, and of course there is guard and things. It's like very mission type.
And what is so
And
interesting.
then when you leave,
Yeah.
everyone share a very compelling story about what they receive, and as if we planned it. It's mind-boggling to know
like
like,
even
how this
there
happened.
are things in I remember in those time like couple of time in sacred sites in Egypt, there were places like we don't know, maybe like the guards will know, and even the guard didn't know that there were like something existing like this in the temple, and they are guard of the temple. And we arrive as a group, and
We
people are
found
directed
ourselves
to
to
find egg, hands, a jade something, and they go like as if they are in trance
It will be
states.
like
They
guided.
go, they find the thing, they do something, and we all meet again in the room, and the channeling happens. So it's
Magical.
so interesting and magical. Each time is different, obviously. Each dynamic of the group is different and even more magical. So yeah, that will be in Greece in May then for next time. Information to follow, I hope very soon indeed. It's nice, huh?
We're very happy. We were waiting for this now.
Yeah. What else? What I wanted to share with you today?
Beautiful news.
Yeah, it's nice.
Really
It's nice.
amazing. It's it's a gift of upgrading, amusing upgrading every time.
Yeah,
In fact, it's
Exactly.
concentration and all connected.
yeah, indeed. And there will be another one as well in November to follow later. So, what is it you wanted to talk about, babe?
I have some deep topic I'd like to share.
Before we start
Yeah.
before we explain what is the heart resonance for those who are coming for the first time.
Mhm. After that finish, we're going to toilet. And
Okay, so let me share the heart resonance then.
yes. Who want to go to the toilet also? Make sure that you're done.
Okay. So, Frey and Niti, you are coming for the first time, so we will share with you what is the session about. So
And
thank you
they
for
are
joining
A friend of Asil, and
from
they also
Ibiza.
light worker. They're doing an amazing job on their site. We met here, and we've been introduced to the art of Niti, and also Feriat, her going to some activation today. If you see her bit of shaking, that's okay. She's going to her process, and it's nice to see that the light worker around the world, they are meeting, and somehow we found each other and supporting each other. So thank you for joining us today also.
So the Monday is an energy practice of, you are very familiar with it in your own terms and your own experience, which is the heart resonance, the 0 points, the 0 points of existence, and the reconnection to all the consciousness and all the hearts in one heart, to make it simple. So we're going to build that energy work, so your container is ready to receive the light of creation, or the love of creation, or the creation for love, or the unconditional love, the eternal flame, however it resonates with you. So your container is ready to experience, your container is ready to receive that presence and that light, your higher self, your highest wisdom, is your guidance, your messages. So there is a part of building up the energy. Recently the session has been a bit different as well, with the opening that we have received in the last couple of months. So let's see how it will go today, but the aim is to have a heart resonance energy practice where we build up the diamond light body and the connections and the the different gates. So maybe
Today
to the
we'll do a little bit.
144.
No, we'll do a bit more on the third eye.
Okay.
So get yourself ready for some activation or some expansion, I would say, from your side.
And then whatever happens after the opening and the energy that we're going to all build together. So that's the Monday, the energy, the spiritual gym. And the next Wednesday will be the 4th of December. There will be no Wednesday in November due to the sequence of session with Azil that George is leaving as well for 2 weeks. So the next Wednesday, which is the spiritual spa, where you receive and you melt into the love of the divine, will be on the 4th of December in the house. Oli, can you call them to come back in the room? Thank you.
So I think we can start with the talk, and then from the talk we can enter the heart resonance and meditation.
Yeah.
We're having chat on the side. What they are talking about?
Ladies, are you ready in the kitchen?
Ooh, we sent for them.
Nanka and Erika, Anya, Loves, Talim. All right.
And also we have our friend Anya, and if you are guys interested with knowing more about Kangen water, she always comes on Monday, and you can have 20 minutes after the session in the kitchen, checking the device, see the health benefits, and having chat with Anya and explaining all these benefits for you and what you can do, how to buy it, and so on. Thank you for coming, Anya.
Thank you, Anya. What a chance to have 20 minutes with you.
Monday here, can you imagine it?
2 weeks ago.
Last Monday I came when there was no
Ah.
session.
Really? You did?
Yeah, because I was in my, things and like, oh, Monday I have to go.
Oh,
checked,
sorry
so
for that.
I came, it was like,
Closed and dark.
it wasn't closed, it was open.
Okay.
I can come in, yeah, but
Yeah.
nobody's there. And then I called in you, George, Mathilde, George. First of all, I got surprised why there is nobody in the parking. I thought, okay, something is. And then I was coming upstairs, and then I saw the doors are closed. I didn't want to disturb you, so I just took a banana from the kitchen and I left.
Yes. Happy that you enjoyed the banana.
I enjoyed it.
So we made some benefit somewhere.
I was wondering why one banana was missing. No, I'm kidding.
We count them before we sleep. 1, 2, 3 banana. Okay, sleep.
No, so the house is always open, but
Yeah,
It's protected.
it's protected. Yes. All right. So, in the last couple of videos that I was going online, I was talking about unconditional love and talking about enlightenment, self-realization. And I witnessed also with our community, we do a lot of sessions one-to-one. And somehow the sessions are improving in their development of the people. and they're witnessing, not becoming attached to the drama, and they have their witness, and they can overcome the emotional barrier that, or the emotional trauma that's carry those experience that they are feeling. And then with that witness, there is a growth, there is a strength come, that you can actually witness that you are learning from it, and you can change it because you have get your maturity out of it. So I was talking about those few times, and I noticed that our community is ready to go to next level of explanation and understanding and realization. And but there is sometime we have this fears that's being collected from society, that enlightenment something is big, is unattainable. And I used to remember when I was young, they would say, for example, oh, that person is so high, or that person is a guru,
Advanced.
or whatever, or advanced. That's why, and become another excuse not to attain it, and become like, oh, this is something big you cannot reach. There is no way. I remember when I used to.
I'm too old.
Yeah, there is many other excuses.
It's too late.
I used to be fan of Jesus. Basically, he's one of the famous ascended master, right? Yoshua, Jesus, Yeshua, Yeshua. Many names we call him, and he's the famous embodiment of the Christ consciousness, enlightened being that we know. And whenever I talk about it, and we give an example that Jesus done this, for example, they would, I remember family and friends, they would say that that's Jesus, it's not you. So what's wrong with it? That he's done all this to show us a role model, right? What's the point then he's doing if we are not able to do that? So, and I noticed that somehow those belief system will be still carrying even in the background. So somehow you will witness some difficulties in your life, challenges, and then you condemn yourself that, oh, I am so weak, I cannot fix this, I have issue, I have disease. That's mean enlightenment is so far. I want to break this belief system. Whatever challenges you are facing is part of your growth, but that doesn't mean you are not able to grow spiritually. It doesn't mean it's not equal that, oh, you are low. Many of the souls, in many my spiritual exploration, I would say, with my guide, and when I do astral travel and all these things, I will witness and I will have a conversation that many of the souls, they are already advanced enough, yet they will choose to have some very deep challenges because they know this keep them to interact in certain way on this reality and learn from duality. Now that doesn't mean that they have to stay that, but some of them they will choose to keep it in order to make sure that they are growing in the way that the environment is providing duality, difficulties, challenges. And at the same time, they're still growing so far and their soul will be so advanced. But from our perspective as a human, we might think a box, we can put a box to them that, oh, they are not enlightened because they have this and this and this. But when you meet those people, the wisdom that comes through, the love that comes through, the presence that comes through, you would recognize that there is a deeper presence there. And that's not for you to say, oh wow, he's high. That's for you to say, oh, that's a role model. I would like to learn how to do that too. And to remember that you can do that too. So part of this talks I was giving, and I was trying to shatter this belief system that it's so big, there is someone who's so high. I want you to see that we are all having this potential. Actually, many of us have entered those, I would call it, enlightenment journey, stepped into it. The moment you have, I would say, the first realization and understanding that you are consciousness and your life story is not actually condemning you and controlling your abilities, and the moment you realize that you are aiming to expand beyond the limitation that you think you are, you have entered the enlightenment journey. Now it goes in stages, of course. The more work you do, the more space from what you think your persona, name is, and your story is, make space that It doesn't limit you, and having more of your divine self. Jesus always use this word, light itself, divine self, Christ itself. There's another word called higher self, divine presence, unconditional love. All of them, I would say, many aspects of the same quality. And when you realize that all you need to do is to have more space in your beingness, in your physical body, in your emotion, in your thought process, in your presence, to allow this light to shine, and knowing that light literally belongs to you, the more you have space for it. And the only things that preventing you from having that light is the limitation that you believe about yourself. Now doesn't mean you go crazy and becoming arrogant. Actually, the more you have that light, it's impossible for you to be arrogant. You cannot do it. It becomes difficult. Because you will carry immediately this unconditional love and recognition that everyone in your reality is actually a reflection of you. And if you carry this love and light, you want to share it with everyone and recognize the light and the love in them. So automatically it's a self-correcting mechanism. And once you start deepening this realization and that embodiment of this divine, that basically is our birthright. And you're having those separation between your consciousness and your expanded self and the universe, or whatever you would call a higher consciousness. The more you start becoming it and allowing it and becoming a vessel and channel for it, you would realize that reality around you is actually made from the frequency that you are emitting. And it's actually just a reflection of what you are operating as a frequency, as a presence, as beingness. And it's not separated from you. And it's not actually solid at all. And then you can have the choice, as I was teaching the I Am Declaration and Negative Contract release, to say, well, I've learned in this forgottenness, now I've learned enough, and we as a humanity, we literally learned a lot from many ages of wars and conflict. And I don't believe that we still need to keep learning through that. Actually, that's a sign of maturity. You put your finger in the fire once and you learn the pain and what's it. But then it's foolish to keep putting your finger in the fire to prove it's painful. Your maturity is like, okay, I've done it once, perfect, I understand. Now I have a knowledge about it, I have an understanding, I have an experience. Now I know how to use it, because I have an understanding. So I will cook instead of keep burning my finger in the fire. There is another belief system I've witnessed, and it's weaker now, it's way less, and I'm so happy with our community. When we do sessions and talks, I understand it, I can feel it. That the belief system said, or the idea said that if you are spiritual and want to grow, you have to face a lot of challenges. I would say in the beginning, correct, because you need to experience. But once you go into enough amount of experiences, of difficulties and challenges, you don't need to keep hammering yourself to prove that you have to do it. That's another weakness become. And when you see that, you realize that you can literally, it become a very apparent knowing, literally it become knowing that you can shift the reality by your presence. Very simple. And situation, relationship, communication with people, manifesting parking, for example. This is the most famous one. You start realizing, well, nothing is solid, obviously, and this is a like story, and we are through the story for our awakening and benefit of the sharing and remembering this love and so on. And it becomes so known to you, like become obvious, clear that, and your life path basically become easier also to witness and become much simpler than what we think. Our life path should be very complex. It become much easier because you have attained much ease and peace of knowing that you are already a channel of divine, and whatever you choose with that alignment, there is a certain alignment start happening, a presence start happening. whatever you choose is actually aligned with your life path. It becomes your life path immediately because your choices become toward becoming more unconditional love, more loving person, more understanding person, more a channel of divine. And automatically your choices become divine choices. There's another analogy I would like to mention also quickly about releasing our need to keep in conflict and challenges. When I was young, we have a cartoon, famous series, TV cartoon for the children basically. It talks about global stories. I don't know what the translation of it. So there is always a king and a princess, and the king has a certain condition, and some of the people they try to marry the princess basically, and the king will present the challenge, and you have to overcome it. It's a very typical children's story. So one of it, I remember that the challenge was the king said, "I will whoever brave enough to marry my princess, my daughter, he has to go through the challenge of eating a full sack of salt." I remember when I watched that and I have no idea, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. What is this challenge all about? And then the story said that no one able to overcome this challenge, and of course he would say, the king, if you don't eat the whole sack of salt, I'm going to kill you, basically. So the challenge is always difficult. Until in the story, in this cartoon, there is one guy, one young man, he came, so I take the challenge, and everyone said to you, sure, you cannot eat the whole sack of salt, you'll be killed if. I said, no, I can't do it. He went there, and the king, are you sure, story. And then he went to the sack of salt, and he put all his hand, and he take handful, I remember, a handful of sack of salt. And he eat it all. It's so difficult, of course, even the handful is so difficult. And he eat it, and the story that he's barely finish it, and so on. He finished it, and he said, done. And the king, he told him, no, you should finish the whole sack of salt. And the young man said, well, I am able to finish a handful of salt. That means I can finish it all. So now I don't need to finish it. And I was like, what? This doesn't make sense. And he married the princess, and everything is good, and everyone's clapping, and finished the story. And I was like, what? How did this happen? Till I realize it now. If you are able to overcome challenges very bravely, you do not need to continue to finish all the challenges in the world. You already have proven yourself worthy of overcoming challenges and bravery and strength. And this is my invite to you. Relax the need of proving yourself, taking more challenges, and telling how difficult your story about your enlightenment, and the enlightenment was so difficult to attain. And decide tomorrow to wake up and say, all right, I'm done. I really finished a lot of challenges. I released my need of proving, and I recognize I am divine, and I'm allowing enlightenment to just happen.
I love what you say, babe, because in the session just before, I had a client, and I actually said very similar what you say today.
It's in the field.
Yeah, very, very similar. Even the few words that you mentioned. So the core of it, so I'm going to wrap with it, is the lack of. I know it's very basic. I know you have heard it many times, but feeling that we are not worthy of something, and we have to prove hard that we're worth something, to the expense of hurting ourselves in trying hard.
Yes, it's the basis also of unconditional love.
Yeah, and then it's the self.
When you attain, I would say, that enlightenment, you are in the process of gaining unconditional love in you and to everyone. And then when you are in that state, all those running to prove and unworthy and all those stories just collapse. You just love yourself unconditionally, that you know that you deserve all the best, and everyone deserves all the best.
Mm.
And that's it. All the whole fight, the whole run, we just collapse basically.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Hope that you enjoyed this small talk.
Beautiful.
Long talk.
Wow.
Thank you. We can clap to ourselves to receiving and being in that state,
Mm.
and we'll do the heart resonance.
No, we start now. And we
yes.
thank everyone online here who commented, who shared about retreat, about excitement, about the talk. And thank you guys. And we'll see you very soon as well. If you would like to join the session now, you can go to the link in the text above. You will have the password after payment. The password will be sent to you automatically. And you can join the session and watch us on broadcast.
Love
Have
you
a
guys.
wonderful evening. Bye, guys.